If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe. Conversely, we have Jews who are complete idiots in Tanakh, like Yiftach. Yiftach was the biggest idiot that ever walked on 2 feet, and he was a Jew.
So I was recently speaking to a pastor who is coming out of Christianity, or at least he's challenging the claims of Christianity, and he's kind of at an impasse. He doesn't know which way he's turning. So he's looking into Judaism, but he got stuck on the Gemara, the Talmud. So he looked and he saw a few passages that he's not learning with a rabbi. He's not learning with the full context, with the full scope. So he's misunderstanding things. He's taking them out of context, and he's coming to what I believe are wrongful conclusions. He said, I see that there's something, I believe it was in Avodah Zarah 7b, 7a. He said, somebody who observes the Noachides law, they don't earn any reward in Olam Haba. He says, I see that, they're Gentiles, they receive no reward. I told him, I said, I don't believe that's true at all, but I'll let Rabbi Singer address the question. Do Noachides earn reward?
The oldest book in the Bible is the book of Job. It's the oldest book. The book of Job is about a non-Jew. He was a Jew. He was a Noachide. And Job, if you notice, the book identifies why Job was righteous, and it doesn't mention that he kept Shabbos or kept kosher, because he was a Noachide. He was not at all. And he was tested severely, and ultimately God restored his wealth and his family. You have people like Naaman. Naaman was a mamash tzaddik. He did tshuva. He was not Jewish at all. And look what he earned in eternity. And in fact, he's told by Elisha, go in peace, that he'll always have peace in his life. Conversely, we have Jews who are complete idiots in Tanakh, like Yiftach. Yiftach was the biggest idiot that ever walked on 2 feet, and he was a Jew. And we have plenty of idiots in Tanakh, because Tanakh is interested in pointing out every mistake and every stupidity, just like cigarette, the Drug Administration, Tobacco Administration, America wants to make sure you know that smoking kills you. So they talk a lot about all the stupid things you can do. However, it's very important for a Ben Noach to understand. We need to go through this term. Now, what I'm going to tell you is not what people hear, but you need to know it, because the word Noachide is an anachronism, and I wish we didn't use such a word, because no one knows what the heck this means. When someone becomes a Noachide, it means they are converting to Judaism in their faith, but not joining the Jewish nation. Okay, we need to make this very clear. Okay, because or else people go, what's going on? So let's define our terms, and maybe this is the only show this will ever be done on, but we better get real fast. The Jewish people are a ethno-religious group. There is almost no group like that in the world, really none. We're a nation and a faith. There are people who want to join just the faith, but they don't feel inclined to join the nation. They are then adopting the Jewish faith without joining the Jewish nation. Okay, that's very important. So Noachides are people, be very careful, who Judaism is their faith. We should really not use Noachide. What does that mean? It's only because it's an anachronism. It sounds weird. Being a Noachide is the oldest religion in the world. Let's be very simple about this. Okay, good. Okay, when we use the term converts to Judaism, or a ger tzedek, a righteous convert, what it means is really that they're joining both the Jewish nation and the Jewish faith. That's all it means. Okay, you got that? It's simple. So now there's something unique about the 7 Noachide laws. Listen very carefully. They are all logical. We can assign these commandments, these 7 Noachide laws, like not to steal, not to murder, not to engage in promiscuous relationships that are forbidden in the Torah, and so on. We could say, I don't want to steal because I'm a nice guy, so that person doesn't have a reward. You have to be very careful that whereas for you and I, we're Jews, meaning not only in our faith, but we're part of the nation of Israel. You and I both know that we every day observe commandments for which there's no other explanation, but God commanded it, right? If I put on tefillin in the morning, right? If you say Kriya Shema in the morning and the evening, when we keep Shabbat and either you make Kiddush, your husband make Kiddush for you, what other explanation for that behavior could there be except that God of Israel commanded us because we're part of a Jewish nation? But really, it's a very big zchus to be a Noachide, which means to be part of the Jewish faith without the nation. What are you talking about? Because you have the chance. Now, I want to just talk to you, the so-called Noachide. That means you've embraced Jewish faith. You have the chance when you inadvertently, this happened to me in a supermarket. I'm not kidding. I was in the supermarket in Israel, and I didn't take normally when you go to a supermarket, you have a wagon or you have at least a hand basket, and you put everything you want in the basket, and then you come to the cashier to pay for it, right? I don't remember, whatever reason, I didn't take a basket. So I just went, I needed a few things, and one of the things I needed was a banana. I'm not kidding. So where am I going to put all these things? I didn't take a basket. So I took the banana and I put it in my pocket, right? I put it in my pocket, and then I collected the milk and a yogurt, a cottage cheese, and I was holding it, and the banana's in my pocket. Now, I go to the cashier to pay for everything, and you can figure out what happened. I paid for everything, and I walked out the door, and I realized, I walked out of the door. I was, 10 feet out the door, and I walked out with a banana that I didn't pay for. Now, I could have said, and this could apply to a ben Noach, that means a person who's of the Jewish faith didn't convert, meaning a Noachide. I could have said, that's not nice. I feel guilty. I took something that doesn't belong to me. I stole something. Okay, I didn't intentionally do it, but I did it. So I could have said, I should do the right thing and return it. I didn't. I stopped myself. I said, I took something that doesn't belong to me. Okay? I said, I am going back to the cashier to pay for this banana because the God of Israel commanded me. That's all. And I went back, mamish. I went back, literally, hinni muchen mezumen. I went back with kavona that I'm doing this not because I don't want to steal, which I don't, but I'm doing because Hashem commanded me not to steal. And I went back, and I said I accidentally took this banana, and he put it on the scale, and I gave whatever shekels it was. I was mekayim mitzvah d'oraisa. So the point is, if a ben Noach, a person who joins the Jewish faith, but not, keeps a Noachide law, but he says, I am not stealing anything, and I'm not going to kill my mother-in-law because I'm a nice guy. So you're right, he hasn't got any schar for it. If I would say, I'm returning the banana, I don't want to say the words out of my mouth, not because of God, because I'm a nice guy. There's no schar for that. You have to say, I'm doing it because HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded me. You can make a blessing before it, you can say, you can say whatever. You don't have to say anything. But that's the point. So therefore, a ben Noach, another thing, there are many mitzvot that a ben Noach is not commanded to do, but could do it voluntarily. They could do it voluntarily. Now, people are very confused about this. I want to be very careful about this. The only thing a ben Noach should do, as long as we're on the topic, because there's so much confusion, because a ben Noach, he can't keep Shabbos, he doesn't keep Shabbos. The only thing a ben Noach should not do is say the following: I am keeping Shabbos because God commanded me, not just the Jews. That's forbidden to say because it says openly, many places, including Exodus 31, verse 16 and 17, that Shabbos b'nei v'b'nei Israel. A non-Jew is not obligated to jump. Let's say a non-Jew is sitting on his couch, on his bed all day, and he's eating a pastrami sandwich he had from the whole day, and he's just reading a book. He's not obligated to turn on the television to violate Shabbos. People think so. It's not correct. He just can't say that I'm obligated to keep it. He could say the Jews are obligated to do it. I happen to think it's a nice thing. That's fine. So people have to clear these things up. But it's true that a Ben Noach, if he says that I ascribe my virtue to my own moral consciousness, he has no reward for that because he's not assigning his behavior to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Listen, sweethearts, kindlech, this is why we need teachers. This is very important. Without a teacher, that's why 10 Gentiles will grab the shirt of a Jew, Zechariah 8:23. Why? Nelchi mochem ki shamanu, because let us go with you because we heard that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with you. That's all. So just whenever you're performing a mitzvah, Jew or non-Jew, always have in mind, I'm doing it because the God of Israel commanded me. That's all. Be very careful also with Pastor Google. Pastor Google wants to destroy your life, really. So what's going to happen, I tell you, my friends, you go on Google and mamish Satan is waiting for you, and not what you think, not because there are websites that are inappropriate. Pastor Google is there trying to suck you into idolatry by misquoting texts in the Talmud and rabbinical literature in order to seduce you into worshiping idolatry. It's very simple. If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא